African Americans, Hebrew Israelites. What you do not realize is that when we lived in a segregated society, we had Black Wall Street, the Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, Wall Street in New York. We ran those institutions. We had 400 Black-owned banks. We had our own cities and towns, and they were superior to Caucasian cities and towns. We did better off when we were segregated. That's why in the 1920s, the United States military bombed our towns and city, took Wall Street, that was in New York, from us, bombed Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, and bombed our cities and towns and buried them underneath lakes. The United States civil engineers did this. We were better off being segregated. Now, civil rights is a handout that we don't need. We need to be segregated so that we can do our own thing, and we will surpass them. Let me ask you a question. Where does the United States get its swag from? Where does the United States get its swag from? Black people. Who gave the United States music? Black people. Who took credit for it? White people. Through copyrights. They took credit for what we did. We have never needed them. They need us. Who invented most everything in the United States? Black people. And it's only 13%. It's 13% of black people in this country, and we invented everything. Basically, everything. Understand this. Countries from as far away as China, they came to the United States to understand how black people, to understand black education. And who did they study? They studied Booker T. Washington. He built the educational system in the United States, and it all began with Tuskegee Institution. Read the book Up from Slavery. Without African American scientists, the United States would have never made it to the moon. The reason why you don't know who invented the cars is because we did. I don't want to hear nothing about the Wright brothers inventing the airplane when we invented the what? The engine and the oil pumps. We give this country its swag musically, and when it comes to dance, and when it comes to science, and when it comes to sports. The most watched sports in the Olympics is what? The 100-yard dash. And who dominated the 100-yard dash? We did. Until Jamaica got into the game. But the only reason why Jamaica got into the game is because of racism in the United States, because so many black men are being murdered in the streets and being put on drugs. That is why we don't dominate in track and field. Understand this. This country cannot do without black people. In fact, this country is so desperate for black people that they use black people to put black people down. They use black people to put black people down. Segregation would be the greatest thing that could happen to us. Because if you notice, look, Let's look at New York, Harlem in New York. Harlem in New York was black, but who came to Harlem? Who came to Harlem? We were segregated in Harlem and we were happy. But who came to Harlem to see what we were doing? Caucasians. We had our own baseball team, our own baseball teams. But did Jackie Robinson go to Brooklyn to join the Dodgers? No, they came and got him. They came and got him. Then they came and got other black players. Example, look at Boulder, Colorado. Now, one of the most hated men in football, Deion Sanders, he comes there, a coach. Now, did he go looking for them? They offered him the job. So he took the job. Now they have doubled their profits. Doubled their profits. Who has given Colorado their swag? A black man. We need, give us segregation and we can keep our swag in our own community. You see, I mean, why don't sundown cities just say no black people, period? Just say no black people, period, and then put up a sign, say this is a sundown city. We don't want no black people here, and we won't go. I mean, why do we need to hang out with you, with white people anyway? I'm all for segregation. Segregation is not a problem. The problem with segregation is when white people start coming in and then start telling lies that, oh, this white woman, oh, this black man tried to rape me, and which is a lie. And then what happens? Then here they come rioting, talking about black people this, black people that. Black people saved democracy in the United States on January the 6th, 2021, when Biden was elected president. They made sure that the tally of states would be counted. Black people did that. And a black policeman led the crowd in the opposite direction, which saved senators, white senators and congressmen. And what did they do? They still betrayed black people. But we kept democracy together. And understand this, when we fought for the Civil War, when we fought and won the Civil War and the slaves were free, that was just a sign of democracy. That made everybody supposedly equal. That was democracy. If the South had won, it would have been a republic as the oligarchs had planned. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the what? To the republic. Republic are oligarchs. Even to this day, who is supposed to elect the president? Who? The Electoral College. The Electoral College. Who are the people appointed by oligarchs or the oligarchs themselves? And you can walk around and ask people, who is a part of the Electoral College? We don't even know who the hell they are. I mean, black people, African American, Hebrew Israelite, we've done everything for this country. Everything. And I don't care nothing about 2025. We will survive it. We will survive it better than Caucasians have. Because all these cuts, all these cuts to all these government programs, Caucasians benefit from these programs more so than we do. They've always benefited from these programs, from affirmative action to veterans benefits. They've always benefited from these programs more so than we, because they have been taught collectively to hate us for no reason whatsoever. And what did Trump say? Trump said, when I become president, I'm going to be a dictator for the day. Well, that's the only lie he didn't tell, because he wants to be dictator, period. Now, why would anybody in their right mind vote for a person in a democracy? How would anyone who appreciated democracy vote for a person who said he was going to be a dictator? Now he's cut all government spending. But guess what? You can't really blame him for the deficit, because Biden blew it up supporting racist Ukraine and racist Israel. He supported them, and he was just throwing away money. And when you think about all the things that black people did for him, and first of all, by voting for him, then we stopped the coup, which allowed him to assume office. And then what does he do? He gives the Asians a hate crime bill. Thank God that Ibrahim Traore and other African countries are asking us to come back home. And that's what we should do. We should go back home to sunny Africa. That's where we belong, and that's where we should go back to. However, as we go back, I will be probably one of the last ones to leave, because I'm going to try to ensure the safety of African American Hebrew Israelites, because this is what God wants me to do. And understand this: nothing is going to happen to me, and I have no fear of anything. Nothing. Understand me. Nothing is going to happen to me. And if anything does happen to me, oh, it's going to be hell to pay. Now, stop it. Look. I told you how to, Hebrew Israelites, African Americans, I've told you how to protect yourself. I told you, follow the 10 Commandments as Jesus instructed you. Follow the diet. Stop eating pork and things like this that the Bible says do not eat. Never mind this. Stop being homosexuals. That is not our thing. That is not our thing. Stop with the drugs. Stop with the drugs, the marijuana, the drinking. Because first of all, the marijuana, for the most part, nowadays, the marijuana is treated. Nowadays, the marijuana is treated. It's not even the same stuff. You don't know what kind of chemicals in there. And who do you see talking about buying marijuana and starting marijuana farms? Black people. You want a business, start a marijuana farm. Leave those drugs and alcohol alone. Because what these things do is stop the purification of the body and soul, and makes it hard for you to hear the intuitive lessons that God is trying to communicate to us. You can't hear God if you are drunk. You can't hear God if you are on drugs. You can't use your intuition if you are on what? Drugs. You have to have respect for yourself, and that's where the 10 Commandments come in. See, we are Homo sapiens. We are Homo sapiens. Caucasians are Neanderthals. They used to call Neanderthals stupid until they found out that they are the Neanderthals. I mean, look, we are, sometimes this can be frustrating, because so many black people say, I'm going to Bible study, I'm going to Bible study. And then the next thing you know, you see them eating ribs, pork chops, not following the 10 Commandments, having homosexuals dance up and down the alleys, inviting Biden to get black people to vote for him, knowing that he's a of racists? Well, only thing I can say is study my channel, especially the days that I have been putting in dates. I also told black people to stock up on food. Have you been even, I hope the people that have been, the few followers I have been stocking up on food. Because we're going to go through some tough times, but the reality of the situation is that we are made for tough times. We are made for tough times. And I'm going to leave you with one other thing. After the destruction of black cities and towns, the United States experienced what? A depression. That's what started the depression, the destruction of the black monetary infrastructure in the United States. Then they had to learn from us how to run a country. And you see, I don't even say like and subscribe because but for me, it's not about that. I'm not trying to make money off of this. So I'm not going to be making be making posts about anything or to try or to make money or to try to get you to watch what I'm saying or to deceive you in any way. See, my channel has to be studied. And if you are not spiritually intellectual, then you're just one of those people that those of us who are spiritually intellectual will have to pick up and carry because we are our brother's keepers. Like, subscribe, talk to you later.